Right, so we'll start then. Okay, so today what we are going to do is we are going to try out Sabbakaya Patisamvedi. That is one section which I had not done it purposefully because you need to understand the Namakaya and the Rupakaya. So you need to be aware of both of them. So I'll go slowly. If you find any questions or something and how to practice it, then you can ask me. So supposing you have established mindfulness or awareness of the breath, that is, the breath is coming in, going out, coming in, going out without effort. Okay, it should be effortless, and you are able to do that. Not that you should be looking at it all 24 hours, but it should be there. Meaning, you have something called as a foreground and background. So, in the background, you need to be aware, called as peripheral awareness. So you need to be aware that the breath is going and coming, the body is coming up and going down, coming up, going down. That we need to be aware. It's just awareness. So there are three ways in this. One is I believe I am breathing. This in Hindi or in Sanskrit is called as karta bhava. That is doership. I am doing. And if I'm doing something, I'm the enjoyer or I'm the sufferer. That is bhokta bhava. That is, it is for me, and if without breathing, I cannot survive. Then there is sakshi bhava. And in Pali, it is called sakhi. And in Sanskrit, it is sakshi or witness. So the Satipatthana is on witness. You're just witnessing. Sakhi. Okay. And the Pali equivalent for karta is katta, to do. Okay, so we're coming out of doership. If there is a volition or there is an intention, or we call it as whatever choices, that is sankhara, and then it creates problem. So kaya sankhara is asapasa, in breath, out breath. It's not mine. It's just the kaya sankhara. Got it? There is no doership, there is no enjoyership, it's only witness. So pajanana is to know, just to know that I'm breathing. So assuming that we have been able to establish mindfulness without struggle, now it's time to understand the next portions of it, which is Sabbakaya Patisamvedi, then we will look at Ajhatta Bahidda, then Samudaya Vaya. This I've already covered it, but just wanted to tell you that we will be doing it, meaning we will be learning it. That's the reason he is using the word Sikhati. Okay, Sabbakaya Pati Samvedi Asasisamiti Sikhati, Sabbakaya Pati Samvedi Passasisamiti Sikhati. It is about learning. Now, all that time was being aware. Now you have to learn, because this is something you have to learn. There's nothing called you sit and become aware of it. Okay, and hence we need to go slowly to learn it, and then you need to practice it. Okay, Sabbakaya, you have Namakaya, Rupakaya, two kayas. The Namakaya is what you would define it to be. Whatever you want to define is Namakaya. Rupakaya is on the, call it as elements or dhatus or quality of those elements, can be hardness, softness, like that. So that is the Rupakaya. If you are defining it to be hard, it becomes Namakaya. Okay, so anything that is defined, anything that is defined based upon the what is striking, that is the Rupa is striking, Patigha is strike. It just strikes. In a strikes, I name it, I define it what it is. So when I define it, I have created a Nama and Rupa. Nama, Rupa coming together brings in Salayatana. So the Ayatana gets created only when the Nama and Rupa are mixed. And that is the Phassa contact. So what are we trying to do is, in the Assa Passa, we are trying to learn to discern this Namakaya and Rupakaya. Okay, now how do I do it? Now I close my eyes and I'm sitting. You don't do it now. I'll just show you what needs to be done and then you can do it later. So let's say I'm doing closed eyes meditation. In the closed eyes meditation, some thoughts are coming. Some thoughts, some random thoughts. Shouldn't reject it. Shouldn't fight with it, saying that why these thoughts are coming and that is not coming and this is not coming, like that. Just be an observer of the thought. You will find images, which is Rupa, and there is a definition of that Rupa, which is the Nama. Let's say I'm closing my eyes and I've seen Aryu, and Aryu is coming as an image. Aryu is a Namakaya. The body which is come is the Rupakaya. Don't literally take it as the naming of it. It is not so, it is defining. So this body is defined as Aryu. Tomorrow it can be renamed as something else. So, but presently let's take this one. So when I close my eyes and a thought which is an image is coming, like explained in the another sutta, Gaddula Sutta, Dutiya Gaddula Sutta, Buddha there explains charana. Charana means the movie, like a show. So the thoughts, feelings, everything comes like a show. So you have to watch the chitta in that way. That's the reason you have to have sikkati. Now we have to bring in the Vedana, then the chitta, and see them together in the kaya, in the asapasa. Every in breath, every out breath, you will find something or the other coming. Got it? So now I sit. Still I'm watching the breath. Now some random thoughts are coming. Now I should be a witness, not to be a doer. Don't get involved with it. That means I should look it as a third party. Now I will see the Namakaya, Rupakaya separately. Otherwise they all come together because I am part of it. That is, I am doing it, doer. So there is an enjoyer or sufferer. I don't want this thought and that thought has come. I don't know what to do with it. So I am struggling with that. So if I don't want to struggle with it, I need to watch it. Just keep on watching it. And you'll see the Nama and the Rupa. Nama and the Rupa. Every Nama, there is a Rupa. It is appearing over consciousness. Okay, Vinyana Pachaya Nama Rupa Pachaya Vinyana. So this is going in circle. You can see the circle. If you are able to do that much, you will really enjoy it. And then Passambhayankaya Sankhara. That means your both mind and the body will get into a relaxed state. Okay. So practice here is closing the eyes or with open eyes or however it is. Now that you have learned how to watch the breath as a third party, like a witness, like a watchman, or called by whatever name, it's time to watch the same way the Namakaya and the Rupakaya. Now to say Namakaya, there should be 5 things. There should be a contact, Phassa, then there will be a Vedana, then there will be a Sanya, perception, then there will be a Chetana, intention, then Manasikara. What are we doing through just watching is, we are not putting any specific intention in that. So they arise and pass away. So Namakaya arises with the Rupakaya and passes away on the conscious. Yes, ready.
Just now you mentioned about the five aggregates. Is it a linear process, or they can come? Anyone can come anytime.
No, no, no. That is not. I didn't speak about five aggregates. It's a Namakaya. Namakaya has
No,
phasa.
no, you mentioned about the this thing. Means didn't you mention about the perception and this vinyan and this?
That was in the earlier one. Yes, that mentioned it because that is how you will ultimately see the Paticca. Sorry, you will see the Mahasatipatthana.
Okay, would you please repeat what did you mention earlier, just now?
This is Namakaya. To know about the
Huh.
Namakaya. So now when you say there's a Namakaya, it can only happen if there is a contact. Otherwise, there is no Namakaya and Rupakaya. So the objective here is to cut the contact between the Namakaya and the Rupakaya. And hence the reason he says Sabbakaya Pati Samvedi Asasisamiti Sikkati. Sikkati means he learns. Sabbakaya Pati Samvedi Pasasisamiti Sikkati. So you need to learn how to disconnect the phassa, because phassa will lead to Vedana, Vedana will lead to um, Sanya, Sanya will have intention, intention will have Manasikara. So it will go into Ayoniso Manasikara instead of Yoniso Manasikara. So you got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is a critical step in the Satipatthana. If we're missing this step, everything looks like Anapana. There's no difference. This is one critical step. Otherwise, it's just Anapana. You just look at the in breath, out breath, and that's it. There's nothing specific about it. Because even in this normal breath watching, you'll see Pasam Bhayam Kaya Sankharan is happening. That means the body is becoming calm. You are able to sit for long hours. So, fine. But the major section here in the Kayanupassana Anapana Pabba is Sabbakaya Patisamvedi. Because the Vedana is not happening only in the Kaya. The Vedana is happening in the Namas. Got it? So if you have seen the Maha Nidana Sutta, it explains what is Namakaya, Rupakaya. So I'll not go there because it is already understood. So meaning you have to go there separately. So DN 15 you have to read to understand what is Namakaya, what is Rupakaya, and how it works, how it functions. So Buddha says how phassa happens. Okay, this step you have to do it yourself later. Then you can ask me question and we can go over it. I and Sachin have gone over it many number of times, so this is not good again to go over it. I'll just skip that. The only thing here you need to know is if you close your eyes and you're sitting, or you're opening your eyes and sitting also, like I'm sitting in this room, there is a perception of the room because there is a feeling of the room, and because there is a phassa which has already happened. The contact has happened between the Namakaya called as the room and the Rupakaya, which is the four elements. Now I need to know that it is a conventional reality rather than the actual. That means this is bhuta, it has become. So there is no room as such. We have to call it as a room because there is striking. It is striking. So I have to then say what it is, and then it is defined as a room. It is definition. So I need to bring it up. So for which I need a contact, and then I need a feeling, I need a perception, I need an intention. So intentionally, this is named as a room. And then the manasikara, that is the mental action. Kara is to do. So in the mind, what you're doing is the mind picks this up as a room. In the chitta arises the room. So I'm able to see the chittanupassana through Vedana. The Vedana is coming because of the phassa, contact. So if I understand the contact, phassa, I've understood everything. Like chakuncha paticcha rupecha upajjati chakku vinyanam tinna sangati phasso. These three brings in contact. In the same way, I have to see this room. This is how I have to learn. Sikhati. Don't forget this step. And sabbaka, then you have that pasambhayankaya sankharam asasi samiti sikhati, because you're calming down the namakaya and rupakaya. So there is, you learn how to calm it down. Calm what down? The kaya sankhara, vachi sankhara, mano sankhara. Then you are able to see the ajjatta bahidda, then the udaya vyaya. Okay. This is a critical step in the Anapana pub. This one. Any questions, anyone, before I take the next one? And then we'll practice. There's nothing else for today. So whatever we are discussing, you have to practice it on your own, and then when we meet tomorrow, we can look at how did it go. Any questions on this Sabbakaya Pati Samvedi? And that's the reason it is not Kaya Pati Samvedi, it is Sabbakaya Pati Samvedi. Sabba means all. And all is defined as two. One is Rupakaya and Namakaya. No questions? That means you have understood. Okay, then we'll proceed further. If you do this right, you have to go through another sutta, AN 10.58, which we have already done, called Mulaka Sutta. Okay, the root of all things. So before the Namakaya and the Rupakaya happens, there is an intention to call something, Chetana. For the Chetana to appear, there should be Chanda. There should be an interest. Otherwise, you can't do anything. So there is an interest. So Chanda Mulaka, that is the root. Why we are understanding the Namakaya and Rupakaya is also because we are interested. In the Chitta, one of the Chetasika is interest itself. So you will have an intention, and for that the interest is already there. Okay. Now with that intention, which is the interest, what I am going to do is, I am going to see how it works. So Manasikara Sambhava Sabbe Dhamma. So now all things are created because of the Manasikara. Okay. Now this room is created, the Namakaya, with the particular Rupa, which is just Rupa, is conceptualized as a room in Manasikara, Manas, in the mind. So the room appears in the chitta, and every chitta now carries room. Okay. Then that means Kim Sambhava, Sabbe Dhamma, Manasikara Sambhava Sabbe Dhamma. Then Kim Samudaya Sabbe Dhamma, how does it arise? Phassa Samudaya Sabbe Dhamma. So what are we trying to cut out in this Anapana Pabba is the phassa, because that will bring in Vedana. Samosarana is running around. So Samosarana is going in circles. So the Vedana Samosarana Sabbe Dhamma. Then you require Pamukha, who is a Pramukha in Sanskrit, which means the kingmaker is Samadhi. Then Adipati, the overlord, is Satadipati. So we need to know all of this till here. So Satipatthana, the Adipati is Sati, for which the previous one is Samadhi. That previous one, if you take, is Vedana. Then the previous one is Phassa, like that, right? So now, when I'm doing the Namakaya and the Rupakaya, I need to watch. Just watch, using the breath, is there any naming and forming happening? If it is yes, there is phassa. But you have to make it neutral. It is upekha. Then the calming will happen. Otherwise, it will turn itself into raga and dvesha and moha. So the nibbana is not having raga, dvesha, moha. So the room, this room where I am sitting, can create raga in me, dvesha in me, moha in me if the room is created in the mind. Conventionally, samuchi, it's called as a room, it's fine. But it should not appear in the chitta as a room. Every chitta shouldn't carry it as a room. Got it? So the objective is to see as a sakhi, as a witness. Just witnessing the room. There's no room. There's just a witness. So now I can remove the room. Ajjatta bahidda. I can remove the room because there's no room. In the mind is the room. Like in the Chula Shunyata Sutta, you can keep on removing it because it's all created in the mind. So I can obviously remove it. If it is physical, you can't remove it, but in the mind you can remove it. So
Debris of the mind.
pardon?
Debris of the mind.
Yes.
Because you have closed the eyes, now there should not be a load of the room with you.
Yes, absolutely. So now what I do is, again I do the sikhati, is ajjatta. Iti ajjattam va kaye kayanupassi viharati, bahidda va kaye kayanupassi viharati, ajjatta bahidda va kaye kayasmin viharati. Again I repeat what is said there. Iti ajjattam va kaye kaya anupassi viharati. Now you come to anupassana, not vipassana. There's a difference. Vipassana ends in sabbakaya pati samvedi. The first one was samatha. This portion is vipassana, where passam bhayam kaya sankharan has happened. Those two included is vipassana. Because you are in vipassana, now you are doing anupassana. Okay. Now what is... Yes, go ahead.
Still, I am not being able to distinguish between Vipassana and Anupassana very clearly.
Because you have not yet practiced vipassana. So the objective is to first come into there. Come into where? Sabbakaya pati samvedi. You have to break the nama and rupa. That is vipassana. So it is nama rupa paricheda jnana. You are able to split nama and rupa. Through vipassana only you can cut the nama and rupa. There is no other way of cutting. Because then you will see the patisamutpada cycle. Starting with namakaya, rupakaya as one circle with vinyana. So, yes.
So what you are trying to say is Sabbakaya Pati Samvedi, then Namarup Parichhed happen, they are separated. Now you are maintaining this separation by seeing it separately.
Yes.
So that's why what you are trying to say is Anupassana is after Vipassana you cut it and then see or maintain separation of Kaya, Namakaya and Rupakaya and continue this separation.
Yes.
Keep it separate and maintain the separation.
Yes.
And that way you are doing Anupassana.
Yes, because now there is no ajjatta bahidda for you if you do it. Ajjatta bahidda comes when the namakaya and rupakaya are together. Right now, no matter how much I pretend that this body is not mine, this mind is not mine, that is just a conceptualization. It doesn't really...
Yeah, all manyana is because they are together.
They are together, yes. Correct.
Ajjatam bahidam is manyana.
Correct. Ajjatta bahidda is manyana. So I need to cut it out. So the critical step, again I repeat, critical step in the Satipatthana is sabbakaya pati samvedi, asasi samiti sikkati, sabbakaya pati samvedi, passasi samiti sikkati. In every assa, passa, you should be able to see this. In every breath, you should be able to see this. Please understand. Not 1 minute, not 2 minutes. Yes.
But by this time, breath is stopped, no?
Wait, I'll come to that. Pasambhayankaya Sankharan is when it stops. So hold on.
Yeah, I know it. I have answered. I forgot the answer. Sorry.
Yes. So the next step is Pasambhayankaya Sankhara. So you have seen the Kaya Sankhara is Asapasa. There is no person. Because there is no Sabbakaya Patisamvedi now. So you have cut it out. So now with that, you are entering into Anupassana. Anupassana, Bhim Reddy, we have spoken many times, is 7. So you are seeing it as Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. Then you are going to see it as Nibiddha, Viraga, Nirodha, Patinisagga. This is not memorization. You should see it for yourself, that you are seeing anicca in that.
In fact, the separation itself proves that it is anicca, right?
Exactly. So you
When
don't.
you see the separation, you see anicca. Oh, uh, it's not
Yes.
together. The togetherness is the nicca.
Yes, absolutely. You picked it correctly. That's very right. Appreciated. So now what will happen is when the Nama Rupa Paricheda Jnana happens, you no longer will be able to maintain the jointness. It is split out. Once it splits out, there is no way to join it back. So you'll be seeing everything separately, but conventionally you'll be agreeing to whatever whoever is saying. So you'll have a very peace state of mind. It's a very peaceful state because you are not part of it. Like the Bahya, you are not in it, you are not part of it, you are not in that, not in this, not in between. Because all of that is Nama Rupa. So you're basically cut off the Nama Rupa. So, first thing what you get in Anupassana is Ajiti Ajjattam va Kaye Kaya Anupassi Viharati. You will see for yourself the anicca nature in that. Okay, not about reciting Sabbe Sankhara Anicca iti Yada Panyaya Pasati. Now you have the Panya. So you are able to see. Atha nibbiddati dukkhe yeso maggo visuddhiya. So you are able to see it for yourself that this route, this path, what you have taken, cuts off the Nama and Rupa, and since the Nama Rupa is cut, there is no Sankhara. You are not doing any further Sankharas now. The Sankharas are stilled. Right? So now you can see it. Again, I repeat how to do this Nama Rupa Paricheda Jnana is that in the breath, you need to see any events coming on the mind screen, just watch. Don't label it. The labeling is the one which is a problem. That's called sanya, perception. Don't take perception to be true. So that goes to Vedana. Don't take the feeling to be true. Then it comes to phassa. At that moment, it breaks because you're not reacting to that, it breaks. Got it? Okay. If this critical step is correctly followed, then you will find the ajjatta now, internal. What do you find internal? Nothing. There's nothing called internal because Nama Rupa made it internal. And then there is no Bahidha also. Now you see Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta, then Nibiddha, Viraga, Nirodha, Patinisagga. Got it? Patinisagga is splitting out. It's already split out, right? Nama Rupa is already split out. Nisaggo, meaning eliminated. Pati Nisaggo, the bond has been removed. The Nama Rupa bond has been removed.
They will not come again on its own now.
They don't come on its own. So now you have to bring it. They will not come. You have to just bring it. Now to identify as Sachin, I need to bring it, just prepared.
Yeah, for convention.
And Sachin goes away and that's it. Then I see Bhim Reddy. There's no Bhim Reddy there. Then I recognize him. He's Bhim Reddy. Recognition involves Nama and Rupa. Okay, that's a convention. Just like in the Milinda Panha, he explains the chariot or his own example. Like that, he will be behaving. Okay, Nagasena means like this, or he'll say. So you know. about yourself and others. So there is no ajjatta bahidda. Then the last step, again like the Patisamvedi, this is the last step, very important, is samudaya dhammanupasseva kayasmin viharati. Now you have to stick on the kaya. Vaya dhammanupasseva kayasmin viharati. Yes, Sachin. Go ahead.
So which kaya you are viharati?
Good question. First, you have to see this samudaya, how it has happened because of phassa. Kim Kim sambhava sabbe dhamma manasikara. That is point is okay. Then how does it arise? Kim samudaya sabbe dhamma. Phassa samudaya sabbe dhamma. Now first you will understand the kaya, this whole body from top to bottom, that is from the tip of the leg to the tip of the head, including the room or wherever you're sitting, is one single kaya.
So you are dwelling in that kaya.
You are dwelling in that kaya.
Without boundary, Rupa kaya you are dwelling.
Yes. So now you see samudaya. If there is a phassa, then only there is samudaya. If there is no phassa, there is no samudaya. Then you see vyaya. Because you are not associating this vyaya. So samudaya, vyaya, arising, passing away.
So
Yes.
you can say you are dwelling in the Rupa kaya, but the Nama kaya is not arising at all.
Not arising. Now you penetrate into the Dhamma. Dhamma means the thing, that thing itself. Now, because you penetrated into the thing, you will experience, wow, attikayoti va panasasati. Yes.
So what is the Dhamma now? There is no Namakaya. So there is no Chetana, there is no Chanda, there is no Chetana, there is no Dhamma.
Dhamma is the thing. You're seeing this thing, right? This whole thing.
Okay, got it.
The entire thing. Now the fourth jhana, what is explained in Chulya Shunyata Sutta.
Okay, whatever is there remaining is the Dhamma for you now.
Yes. So now you feel so happy. You say, Atthikayoti va. This is the kaya. Atthikayoti va panasasati. That is, now I have understood with sati. Pachupattita hoti. That means now it is established. What is established? Yavad eva. Only for understanding. Jnana mattaya. What jnana did I get? I get namarupa paricheda jnana. Patisati mattaya. To understand this contact, how it contacts. Pati is to contact, to stick, to bind. Patisati mattaya. Anisito. Not establishing anywhere. Viharati. Now I stay. Nachikinchi loke upadiyate. Now no loka is created. That means out of six senses, I am not creating any loka.
Yeah, by this time you are Nirpan, right?
Exactly. Only with this you can be in Nibbana. So we don't have to do the other Kaya Anupassana. If you do this much, you get that. Now if you fail here, he says come to Iriya Pabba. Again he repeats the same thing. Then that fails, then he says go to Sampajanya Pabba. If that fails, then you are an idiot boss, then you come to Patikula Manasikara Pabba. Then he says, oh, that also you could understand. Okay, now you come to Dhatu. Oh shit, I have given you all. You couldn't understand any one of them. Then come to the.
Okay, you meant to say he started from the end.
Yeah. So first he gave you the top, then he gave you the next, then the next, then the next. And if you're a failure in everything, come to charnel ground. There you sit and see how the body is getting destroyed. Because you have so much of Kamachanda, this first method will not work. The first method is, this is good for person who is in Anugami, Anagami, or Anugami, Sakadagami, or Sakadagami. The first method is not good for any Sotapanna. he will never be able to do the Paricheda Jnana, Nama Rupa Paricheda Jnana for himself. Okay. Then the second step is for the person who is Anugami, Anagami, Anugami, Sakadagami, Anugami or Sakadagami, and also Sotapanna, where you look at the second one like a robotic show, like a puppet show. When I'm bending, I'm bending. When I'm standing. Or even the Sampajanya Pabba and this one, you can, it is only 4 postures and that is all the postures. So you can look at like a puppet show. Don't consider yourself, just a sakshi, witness the body moving like this, doing like this, spreading like this. So there is one sutta where Buddha says, because there is hand, it is quite evident. Because there is legs, it is quite evident, like that. So you have to understand the intention there. The intention is to penetrate into these things. It's happening because the hand is there. If there is no hand, then this wouldn't have happened. If there is no leg, this wouldn't have happened. If there is no belly, the stomach wouldn't be there. That means you wouldn't have had hunger and thirst. So what is he trying to say? It is dependent. Okay, it's dependent. Dependent on what? Namakaya, Rupakaya. Please don't forget this. For everything, you will be defining something and calling something. Defining something, calling something. So the basic idea is to break both of them and keep it separate. If that doesn't work, then you have to do Patikula Manasikara Pabba. Why? Because I have Kamachanda, I have Vyapada, I have Thinamida, I have Udacha. Visikicha is not there. Fair. That means Sotapanna level. Okay. That Dhatu and Charnal ground are 3 meant for Sotapanna. The other 2 are for Sakadagamis and or Anagami and also Sotapanna. The first one is definitely for a person who has crossed over and he has reached at least Anugami, Anagami, if not an Anagami. Why? The first 4 things he can do. The remaining one, Ajjatta Bahidda, then Samudaya Vyaya, and the Sabbakaya Pati Samvedi, he might struggle. So the other meanings are the same, that is Attikayotiva is the same, Atti Vedanativa is also same, Atti Chittativa is also same, Atti Dhammanuva is also same. So you will be experiencing, using Buddha Dhamma, you will be implementing the Nivarna Pabba, where you are seeing the Nivarna that is arising for you, not for me. My Nivarna might be different, your Nivarna might be different. So when you are doing Sabbakaya Pati Samvedi, you will come to see the Nivarna, which is hindrances, curtains. So you need to check what is that and remove it. You have to work out in removing that. Then you can come back to this. Otherwise, it will not work. Okay. Then you will have to understand for yourself the 5 aggregates. Because you are a Sotapanna, you can see the 5 aggregates. So you should be able to see all the 5 aggregates, Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vinyan, anything you do. Then you should know the Salayatana, 6 ayatanas. How it arises, how it passes away, that you should know. If that is not yet understood, then you have to go to Salayatana Vibhanga Sutta, where Buddha explains complete about Salayatana. Okay, that you need to do. It is all to do. Now when you do this much, then what will you get? Then you will get Sambojjhanga. You will for yourself see the Sambojjhanga. Then you will penetrate into 4 noble truths. Once you get into 4 noble truths, Anupassana becomes more easy. Okay, the Anupassana has 7. So you will have Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta, Nibbidda, Viraga, Nirodha, Patinisagga. Nothing to do with memorization, you will experience by yourself. And now you see the Attikaya, Atti Vedana, Atti Chitta, Atti Dhamma. So that ends our exposition on Satipatthana. Nothing more is there. So you can now select whichever you want. You want the first one or the second one or the third one or the fourth one or fifth one, sixth one. In all of them, the Vedana is the same, the Chitta is the same, the Dhamma, that is the teaching, you can apply whatever. In the five of them, you start with the Nivarna, then you understand the five aggregates, then you understand the Salayatana, then you will find the Bhujanga, and the last one is the Four Noble Truths. And the Satipatthana completion is for Anagami and above. Please understand. This is not meant for Sotapanna, not for Sakadagami. So by that time, you would have become an Anagami. By this practice, you will become Anagami. So we all will be Anagamis in the end. If you were to practice only this much. So the first four are the Samatha, the Patisamvedi and the Sagbakaya Sankharan is the Vipassana, then the Ajjata Bahidda Udaya Vyaya is Anupassana. That's it. The whole objective is to remove the Nama Rupa with Vijnana, because that is what is the causing of every problem is caused by Nama Rupa with Vijnana. So you cut the Nama Rupa, so Vijnana becomes pure. That is Anidassana Vijnana. Vijnanam, Anidassanam, Anantam, Sabbatopamam, that is experienced by you only. Now you have nothing called Ajjata, Bahidda, internal, external, this, that, and all that is gone. So yatta patavi cha apo cha tejo cha vayo nagadati yatta digancha rasancha anuthula shubha ashubham yatta namancha rupancha asesam uparujjati vinyanasa nirodena yattesam uparujjati. So now you have experienced for yourself the anidassana vinyana, unestablished consciousness. It's not established on name and form. Clear? This is the Satipatthana. So the practice I've told you, it's not about sitting and looking at the breath. No, you have to do it in everything you are seeing, everything you are hearing, everything you are tasting, everything you are touching, everything you are smelling and thinking. The Dhamma which comes in the mind, exactly you have to do the same. So start with what is coming in the mind, because that is the easiest of all. So like in the Gaddula Sutta, he explains, so now close your eyes, and if you are doing it, just watch all the images go by, don't associate with them, it will start to fall. So you can see the Nama Rupa cutting off. Then they get Paricheda. Paricheda means cutting. So I had to explain this. There is no other way of it rather than sitting and doing it. Sitting and doing, you can sit and do. We can sit and do. But you need to know the background, because this is Sikhati. So Reddy, the reason why I had to speak is that this is Sikhati. It is not about just watching the breath. It's nothing to do with watching the breath. It is learning. So at the end of it, you need to learn to cut these two, Namakaya and Rupakaya. Okay, so this is the toughest step. This is Vipassana. Yes, Reddy, you're on mute.
This everybody, it has to be a living experience of everybody.
Yes.
So just by listening and going through, nothing is going to happen. Otherwise, it will create a problem, because what I have understood through your today's talk, because I could not understand many things which you explained. So I have to make my practice and I have to begin. So what do you think, or especially about my case, how should I begin?
No, that's a good question. It's not, you are not able to understand. It is like this. First, you should establish mindfulness, awareness, sakshi in the breath. Okay, you need to check how far are you able to see it in the foreground and how far are you able to see in the background. In both the cases, sati should have got established, pajanana, to know. So the awareness should have got established in the four. That is, asapassa, then the quality of that which is long and short. 4, right? So you need to establish that. If you have established that, then this becomes easy. This portion is sikhati because now your mind is tranquil. It's not anything extra you're going to do, Reddy. In the breath, when you're watching the breath, you're seeing if anything is coming, any thought is coming, any taste is coming, any touch is coming, any smell is coming, like that. And you will be able to see for yourself that there is a namakaya portion of it and the rupakaya portion of it. First, sikhati means what? First I have to see whether the namakaya is there or rupakaya is there or they both are together.
There is no practice from that onward. There is
There's
no
no
practice
practice.
at all.
There's no
Whatever
practice.
practice you are doing, through that practice, you can apply Satipatthana Sutta. In fact, the whole Satipatthana Sutta is not even a practice.
Yes. So, Reddy, the 4 things, if you are able to do it properly, samatha, then the vipassana is not on the breath, it's on the nama rupa. The usual anapana, what we do is on the body sensations, which is okay. There's nothing wrong in that. But this satipatthana, especially, is on the nama rupa. Okay. Now, on the nama side, I need to see whether conceptualization is there. Any concept is nama. Any experience of that rupa is the rupakaya. Let's say rocket. Immediately the rocket comes as a solid object that has both namakaya, rupakaya. Is there, are they separated out or are they together? They are together. If you only see that shape, it's just a shape. But when I say rocket, it creates a rocket. You got it? So now the conceptualization, if I remove, the nama is removed, the rupa also falls along with that. Or if you remove the rupa, the nama falls along with that. You got the point. But nama and rupa are falling on consciousness. The consciousness is just a reflector. It just reflects whatever is shown there. So when the rocket is said, immediately the namakaya and rupakaya gets established on the consciousness. I got it. Don't take your example like, I am Bhim Reddy. Don't try that out. Try out with some conceptualization like this room, like this office, like this computer, something like that. It's easy. This is sikhati. It's not about watching the breath initially. Then with every breath you will be able to do that effortlessly because you have already practiced that samatha. You will be able to do it effortlessly in this. Now you might ask a question, what if I can't do it? And Satipatthana is, that's it. There's nothing else that can be done except for samatha. If we can't break nama and rupa, then there's nothing anybody can do. Because nama rupa samudayo, vinyana samudayo, nama rupa nirodho, vinyana nirodho. So out of the 5 aggregates, the last aggregate is nama rupa. That paricheda has to happen. If we can't do that, it is only samatha. It is not real vipassana practice. And then we are going into the next section, which is anupassana. Right? You'll see the sankharas in action because with namarupa only there is sankharas. How? Through vinyana. So, avidya pachay sankhara. Sankhara pachay vinyana. Vinyana pachay namarupa. Now you can see the namarupa is the cause for the sankhara itself. Through vinyana. Through 6 consciousness. Chakku vinyana, sota vinyana, ghana vinyana, like that, 6 consciousness appearing on the nama rupa, the sankharas are getting formed, or the circling around is between the sankharas and the vijnana and the namarupa. So circling around. That is a samsarana. Nissarana is I'm cutting it off. So this is sikhati, like what Sachin explained. It is you have to learn by yourself. You have to see. You have to see means you have to watch. If you start watching like a witness, manasikara, yoniso manasikara, if you start putting the yoniso manasikara, then you will see that like, they have put a TV here. So conventionally it is TV, but if I really see, there's no TV out there, right? It's not, I'm just saying for the heck of saying it. I should experience no TV. Okay, now I can't tell you how that will look.
In fact, forget about Satipatthana Sutta. Even if someone just practice the witness will culminate into this experience only.
Correct.
That he will speak in layman tongue as if TV is gone.
Exactly. So to answer to your question, Reddy, is that this portion is difficult for all of us, but you have to practice. This is where the practice is. Sikhati. He learns. It's like cycle, riding a cycle. Same. It's difficult. Yes. Yes, Anusha, go ahead. Anusha, you raise a hand.
Teruvan Saranai, everyone, Vilasji.
Yeah, Tarun Sarna.
See, when you said about the TV, I think I can understand, I think, what Mr. Reddy is saying. When one sits in the beginning stages, I don't know, it's in my experience, the beginning stages, this Namarupa, Vijnana, that space doesn't happen automatically. Through
Correct.
time only it happens. So when I first sat in meditation, my first experience was the breath and that awareness was glued together. It feels like you're arising as one. So it's like you feel like this is pragmatic experience would be you're arising and passing at the same time. That is why I'm glued. And in time, the more we practice little by little, that space happens, right? So then the witness, you can then watch the breath as an outside. The breath comes and goes, and you're the subject object, there is a little bit of a gap then.
Absolutely
So
right.
probably when Mr. Reddy cannot understand you, probably for him it's maybe coming everything as one glued. Whereas in your case, Vilasji, that space has already happened. This is my, that could, so unfortunately this spiritual journey, only once the experience happens, the mind has an alternate way of experiencing both this and that. Other than that, the mind only has one experience. I don't know whether I'm clear or...
You're very correct, very true, very honest. But what I want to tell you, Anusha, is again repeat what I said. It's for all of us. If we have practiced the mindfulness or awareness of breath arising, passing away with its attributes, long and short, for the maximum amount of time, you will find the gap between you and the breath, without which going to this Sabbakaya Patisamvedi is like killing yourself, taking a gun and shooting it.
Till then, keep on practicing the witness only. The practice of witness will lead you this understanding.
Yes. So I agree with you, Anusha, when you say that it is one single mind which is seen. Absolutely true. When I'm seeing Reddy, I can see him as Reddy, and I also can see him without being Reddy. That might not be the case with every one of us. I understand that. But what is the solution to it? The solution to it is to create a witness consciousness for the breath. If I skip that step and directly come to Sabbakaya Patisamvedi, it is like somebody writing a PhD thesis without even passing the 5th grade exam. Not possible. And the Ajjatta Bahidda and the arising passing away is out of question. Because these steps are that's all, and you are already reached a stage where the Nibbana is experienced in the Anapana Pabba. You are in Nibbana. Attikayotiva is Nibbana. That's it. Done. Then I don't have to go to Iriya Pabba or a Sampajanya Pabba or this Pabba, that Pabba. Because in this only, in the Sabbakaya Pati Samvedi, the Vedana is also coming, the Sanya is also coming, the Chetana is also coming, everything is coming there, right? There's nothing which I've missed. So the Vedana is already there. So I don't have to do Vedana and Pasana separately. And the Chitta is there. The Chitta Anupasana is also happening. So I don't have to practice separately Chitta Anupasana. Then I know which one to apply. Which one to apply means the Nivarnas are there, or I have already know Nivarnas are there. Then I know the Salaitana, then I know the five aggregates, Panchakhanda, then I have the Bhujanga factors. I know for sure I have the Bhujanga factors, and then I'm applying Four Noble Truths. Yes?
And by the way, this explanation of Sabbakaya you will not find outside. There are three meanings of Sabbakaya. The general meaning that Goenkaji gives is full body, this body.
Yes.
The second meaning is the full body of the breath. This meaning is also people are discussing. But this meaning, the Namakaya and Rupakaya, is you will find here only. So you will not find any reference to what you are discussing here anywhere else.
I totally agree, Sachinji. Vilasji has, I think, nailed it, the true Buddha's teaching, because it's a profound teaching of Namakaya Vijnana breaking. It's brilliant. Thank you, Vilasji.
But it is there. If you go to Anapana Sati Katha, it is there. The Namakaya and Rupakaya definition is there.
We can see the clues and
But I think they are misinterpreted, right, Vilasji? Probably.
Yes. It is there anyway. So the basic aim of Sabbakaya Patisamvedi is to cut the Nama and the Rupa with the Vijnana. That is Vipassana. So be ready, it will take time. If you are not able to get it, don't worry. You practice the mindfulness of breathing, which is asapasa with its attribute. Don't forget the quality of the breath. It is long, short as short, or heavy or light. Don't forget it. That's why the reason he says pajanati. He doesn't say sikkati there. He uses the word pajanati. He knows. Only then you are ready to get into vipassana, which is to know what it is. Now that I have known this breath, now I will see the nama and the rupa appearing in the six sense basis. So that means I already have understood in the breath itself, I have seen rupa, vedana, sanya, sankhara, vijnana. I have seen in the breath, five aggregates. Now I am going detailed into it, which is the nama, which is the rupa. So the rupa is here. Nama consists of vedana, sanya, sankhara with vijnana. Nama is these three. Which three? Vedana, sanya, sankhara. Then the vijnana is just the vijnana, the light falling on that. So the nama rupa samudayo, rupa samudayo. Vijnana samudayo. Nama rupa nirodho, vijnana nirodho. So now my objective is to have this established consciousness not being there. How it is established? It's established six sense basis. So I've understood the six sense basis. Nama Rupa Paricheda Jnana is on the six sense basis. Got it? Call it as six sense fields, basis, whatever you want to call that as. That one will cut Paricheda. Then you know Ajjatta, you know Bahidda. Because now you can cut off the room, cut off this body, cut off everything, and now you see no Ajjatta, no Bahidda. And because of that, Phassa samudaya, you can see. Phassa is the starting point for any nama rupa to appear. Right? So that comes from the Vijnana. So your experience is nama rupa phassa salaitana. You're seeing this group going around. And hence the Vedana. Vedana samosarana sabbe dhamma. Now you have understood, wow, this is where I need to cut. That is what Goenka also talks about. You have to cut at Vedana. But what Vedana? Without phassa, what is a Vedana there? So you cut at the Vedana. Then the Vedana is not there, Tanaha is not there, Upadana is not there, Bhava is not there, Jati is not there. Perfect. But without Nama Rupa, there can't be anything called as Vedana also. You first cut the Nama Rupa with Vijnana, then you are released from the samsara. Mulaka Sutta is most important here to do this practice because Phassa Samudayo, Vedana Samudayo, Phassa Samudayo, Sanya Samudayo, Phassa Samudayo, Sankhara. Right? You should not forget this. This Phassa is with Nama Rupa, not with anything else. Please understand. So you understand how the Phassa happens. Then everything is broken. Now once broken, it cannot attach back because it is broken. Now the Yoniso Manasikara has taken over. So just cuts off. Beauty. So you have seen the beast. Only beauty remains. Subha. Right? But only one problem is if you are not an Anagami or you are not a Sakadagami, the first section you will not able to do it. Then you have to only go with the four things, Asapassa, attributes of it. Then you will get it. It's not that you will not get it, you will get it because Sotapanna means you have already understood the five aggregates. You will get it. So don't get disheartened that is Sabbakaya Patisamvedi is not happening. The more you get frustrated, the more Nama Rupa happens. Don't get frustrated. Okay. No questions, no comments. So beam ready, don't lose heart. If you can't get this, go back to the four things. Asapassa with long and short, whatever that is.
And additionally, you can do the remaining Pabba, Sampajan Pabba,
Yes.
Iriya Pabba.
So Iriya Pabba is good for those people who cannot get the Sabbakaya Pati Samvedi. Leave it. No problem. Iriya Pabba, watch it like a third party. When I am sleeping, I am sleeping. Who is sleeping? The body is sleeping. I am not sleeping. When I am sitting, I am sitting. Who is sitting? The body is sitting. When I am standing, who is standing? The body is standing. Are you standing? No, the body is standing. When I am walking, the body is walking. You are taking the body for a walk. Just like a dog is taken for a walk, make this feel like a dog being walked, sat, sleeping, like that. Okay? Make whatever you want. But that's again a Nama Rupa, but it is better because now you can paricheda, you can see what is happening. It is all motions. It has got nothing to do with you. Body is sitting, body is having hunger, body is having thirst, body has to go for a bath, body has to be brushed, body has to go for a toilet, like that. It's not you who is doing it. You are only facilitating it. The body is feeling tired, so you're facilitating. The body is feeling sleepy, so you are making the body sleep on the left side, on the right side, whatever side. But be aware, be watchful that the body is going for sleep, the body is standing, the body is walking, like that. It is iriya. Iriya patha is steps. Iriya is the body, postures. Iriya patha is, the patha means how, what it is happening. So you can see like a puppet show. If you can do that, again you can come to Nama Rupa Paricheda Jnana. This becomes very easy now. Now if that doesn't work, come to the Sampajanya Pabba. Now you have all the postures. Practice that. The 24 postures, what it indicates, practice all 24 postures. Then you will get ha. If that doesn't work, come to the particular. If that doesn't work, come to dhatu. If that also doesn't work, don't lose heart. Go to this crematorium and sit. Because that's the only place you can get it. Got it? You can't imagine. Yes. Will it do the trick if awareness is focused on awareness itself? That is good for a person who is anagami. Anusha, what you put is good for an anagami.
By that time, Parichada has happened, right?
Happened. So so what you are proposing is for anagamis only. Good.
Solution cannot be solution.
Yeah. So let us not lose hope or let us not lose our heart. So we'll do this. Tomorrow when we meet, tell me, are you able to understand Sabbakaya Patisamvedi? Otherwise, what is there in the practice? It's only about watching the breath. 4. That is Samatha. Now we are coming into Vipassana. So you need to tell me tomorrow when we meet whether you are able to get this Sabbakaya Patisamvedi or not. Then we'll find solution to that. But we need to get it.
Sure.
Solution is already known, right? It's not easy.
I know, but through other suttas we can do that. We can get into.
Okay.
Then we have to leave the Satipatthana, keep it aside for some time and go into other sutta and find out and again come back to Satipatthana. Satipatthana is for somebody who has understood the overall thing and then very straight, immediate. And that's the reason Buddha says, I promise in 7 days he becomes an arhat. Otherwise, nowhere in the suttas you'll find this kind of an explanation. So in 7 days I can be an arhat from today. And I'm still an anagami. Still a long way to go. The journey, yes, Ravindra.
How can we understand that our mindfulness is matured and we can go to that Patikaya Samvedi,
Appakaya Patisamvedi.
Appakaya Patisamvedi?
You try it out today. In whatever you're doing, see the Nama and the Rupa. Rupa is one thing, Nama is another thing. Like Vilas, don't take the name Vilas. Vilas is one thing. The thing here is Vilas is a father. Vilas is an employee. Vilas is a friend. Vilas is, let's say, brother. Vilas is neighbor. Vilas is a citizen of a country. Do you find many other Vilas? There can be. But how many bodies are there in Vilas? Only one. Right? There's something wrong, correct? If you're able to watch this, you feel relieved because you're just putting some label over some body and calling something else. So you have done paricheda, you have split it out. Father is coming where? On the conscious. I feel conscious that I'm a father. Right? My son comes and then I feel, yes son, tell me. Then my wife comes and then I will say, oh, here comes my wife. Like that. So depending on the situation, the Nama and Rupa, there is appearing and disappearing in the consciousness, right? If you just see this, It's a fabricated one. It is prepared. It is conditioned. Whatever you want to say. Now you get the paricheda jnana. You are able to split out and see that where the father is. Can you show me a father apart from this body? And you'll find none. So when the body is gone, what happens? The father is gone for one, the brother is gone for another, the citizen is gone for another, the state person is gone, and then friend is gone. Like if I die, all of you will feel that, oh, Vilas was explaining so much, he is no longer there. Because let's say you have taken to be me as to be your teacher, then the teacher is dead, right? But for my wife, no teacher is dead. It is her husband is dead. For my son, is not husband, father is dead. This is the magical thing about consciousness. Maya upamancha vinyanam. So this Maya, this is the illusion, right? So this illusion is what you have to see. This appears in the Nama and Rupa. Yes, Sachin, go ahead.
Yeah, Anusa's question is not completely answered. I think I was reading her question. So if you can be in that state, right, awareness, being aware of being aware, then as per Buddha Sutta, we have to follow that anupasyana. Anusa.
Correct.
11 anupasyana is arising or not.
Yes.
If you say, will the dream will work if I directly focus on awareness, then in that stage, you have to contemplate whether anupasyana is gradually arising or not. Anicca, then all that 11.
All the 7.
Yes, that happens. The anupassana automatically happens. Then the mind takes over, and then you start the little vibration, right? The arising and passing.
Yeah, then completely rest on that place throughout the day, with whatever anupassana is there. Then you are done. Then you then you are
Then
then you
that
can live
happens
with
only
the Dhamma.
no, that happens only in the other thing I had to ask was because I think a Sotapanna also can do that watcher to watch the watcher, right?
yes, but not for long.
Yes, not for long. Thank you.
If you can comfortably stay in that state, that means you can live the Buddha Dhamma.
Yes, so then you are done. You are carrying that raft, throw the raft, and you are on your own.
As Vilachi say, only little bit time, not 24/7.
Yeah. Okay. So shall we end for today, and tomorrow you have to tell me about your experience on Sabbakaya Pati Samvedi, and if it is not working, I will tell you different ways of doing it. Okay, there are suttas where we can refer and you can start with that. My idea is you should get it for yourself on this Paricheda Jnana. Then you are into Vipassana and then Anupassana. Okay. All right. Good day and good night.